What's up, everybody? In this video, I'm going to share my favorite Funko Pops of 2024. Now, my top 10 list will only focus on Pops that actually released this year, so I know there have been some awesome pre-orders that have become available recently, but I'm only going to focus on Pops that you can actually own and have in hand and have in your collection right now. Also, I do want to stress that this is just my own personal list. I'm not trying to speak for anybody else. I'm definitely not trying to speak for the community at large. So do feel free to share your own personal favorite Pops of 2024 in the comments. Now, before I get into my actual top 10 list, I do want to focus on some honorable mentions. This year, Funko did introduce Franny Funko. I think it's great that they have this character now and opens up so many opportunities for different Pops that they can do in the future. Of course, there have been some NFT Pops of her already. I'm not really stressing over any of those. I don't have any of those in my collection, but I do have the first two Franny Funko Pops. Now, the actual first one was her in the flight attendant uniform. I have that one. I do like that one, but I do prefer the roller drive-in Franny more. I think it looks really awesome with that throwback drive-in feel and also the pink and white coloring. So yeah, happy to have this one in my collection. And moving forward, I expect there to be more Franny Funko that will end up in my collection. Don't think I'm going to stress over the NFT one so much, but yeah, this is a pretty awesome one, just not quite cool enough to make it into my personal top 10. Another one that stood out to me recently, and somebody actually mentioned this in the comments as being in their top 10 of the year, we have here the Deep Space Homer, which if you're a big Simpsons fan, then yeah, I think this would be a Pop that you would want to add into your collection. I think it is a pretty cool one. I actually got to see this figure up close in box lunch. It's not exclusive to them, but they tend to get some Pops pretty early. So yeah, I really like the look of this one. Of course, Homer going after the donut there. I like the pose that he's in and the mouth expression. So pretty cool figure altogether there. Now, while I'm mentioning the Simpsons, I do want to point out that I live near Broadway at the beach in Myrtle Beach, and I was kind of sad to see that the Quickie Mart there has actually closed up. I was actually gonna go there to pick up one of the giant donuts with the pink frosting to actually send to somebody. So yeah, I was disappointed to see that it is closed up now. I've been there several times. I actually did go to the 4D theater and I really enjoyed that. I actually want to go do that again. So yeah, it's kind of sad to see that that theater is gone now, but it was fun there while it lasted. Another honorable mention here is the Wednesday Addams in this dancing pose. Of course, this is the original Wednesday Addams, and I always liked that scene when she was trying to teach Lurch how to dance. I think the actress really could dance, and of course that has been memed a lot and, you know, used in GIFs, and people do different remixes with it, with different music with the actress dancing. I think that's pretty funny. So yeah, I think Funko really nailed the dancing pose with this particular figure, and I do have this in my collection. I do want to point out that not every figure you're going to see in this video is something I actually own. There are some that don't necessarily fit my fandoms, but I just really appreciate their designs though. But again, this is one that I actually own. I thought it was pretty cool that Funko made this particular figure. Now, as far as DC goes, I think that 2024 was a pretty good year with Funko Pops. Of course, we have here the comic cover, The Dark Knight Returns, and it is glow in the dark. It has a really nice glow, you know, especially with the lightning in the background there. This is something I do own in my collection. I actually shared a short clip of this particular item, I think on my TikTok account. You also see here with Harley Quinn. Of course, a lot of Harley Quinn actually did come out this year, but I think the Harley Quinn on Apocalypse stood out to me just because it's such a different look for the character. Some of her outfits can be somewhat similar, and this one does have, you know, some of the classic coloring there with the red and black, of course, and then the pink and blue is also in the mix there. But I just think the outfit actually stands apart so much. That's why I really like this particular figure. Of course, we also got Lex Luthor as Superman. I really like that one. Had to have that one for my collection. Now, the Joker on the beach, I really do like this one. You know, the Jack Nicholson Joker. I don't have this in my collection just yet, but I do intend to add this to my collection. As a matter of fact, I'll probably add it to my collection in the very near future. And then I also do have the Fear Gas Batman based on Batman Begins. I was really happy that Funko made this one. I did share this one in a recent video. So yeah, overall, like I said, I think this was a pretty solid year for DC with Funko. And of course, there's going to be a lot of things to look forward to. Already we have the Creature Commandos on the way. And these, I can't remember if they're showing up in stores just yet or not, but I definitely plan to add them to my collection. So far, I am enjoying that series. And then as far as Suicide Squad Isekai is concerned, I did finish that series. Wasn't super crazy about it. The whole fantasy element of it. I mean, I know that's what isekai is, but it just didn't really blend super well for me with the characters. But I think they did a great job with the character designs and just the interpretation of the characters. The voice acting was pretty solid overall, so I may add some of those pops to my collection as well once they become available. So yeah, as far as DC is concerned for 2025, I think there are some awesome things to look forward to, and especially with the Superman movie on the way, I know there's going to be some awesome figures in the future with DC. And now, you all, we will get into my actual top 10 favorite Funko Pops for 2024. At number 10, we're starting off with Evil Ash from Army of Darkness. Now, I know it might surprise some people that this one is on my list, and it actually surprised me as well, because initially I wasn't even going to go for this pop. But the more I looked at it, the more I thought, it's kind of a cool design. Let me go ahead and pick this one up. I don't want to regret later on not having it in my collection if it were to sell out. But when I actually got this home and I actually opened it up, I did an unboxing video with it. I got to look at all the details. I was highly impressed by it. Of course, he has that skull helmet on there, and I love the aging effect that goes on with that. All the wrinkling and in his face and all the battle damage and the scarring and all that. Of course, he is a zombie basically, so or Deadite version of Ash. So there is just so much detail going on in the face. Also, like the armor, how the armor has so much detail to it. All the rips and tears with his outfit and the cape and all of that. So it's just so much detail with this figure. That's what I really appreciate about it, and that's why it ended up making its way into my top 10. At number 9, we do have here the Beetlejuice Snake, or the Snake Beetlejuice, whichever way you prefer to say that. Of course, this being a Hot Topic exclusive, another Hot Topic exclusive, I should say. I got this one in my collection recently thanks to a friend that was nice enough to send it my way as a Christmas gift. And I just really like the look of it. I love the snake eyes. I mean, I know they're kind of simple, but I like the way that Funko decided to do them, not just with the actual pupils there, the thinned out pupils, but also the way the eyes look around the rim of them as well. I think that's really cool looking. It just works so well, and it's a great callback to a great moment in the original Beetlejuice movie. So very happy to have this as a part of my Beetlejuice collection basically there. I think it is a pretty cool figure here at number 9. At number 8, we have the Funko.com exclusive Cosmic Freddy, which is based on Funko Fusion. Now, I'm not a fan of that game. I've said that previously. I found the game to be very tedious, like immediately tedious, and I did not stick with it for very long. But I think we did get some awesome Funko Pops based on that game. We got some characters from movies, including some characters we did not have previously. And then we got some original designs as well, especially focusing on Freddy Funko. And that does include this Cosmic Freddy, which is a really awesome looking figure up close. Once I unboxed this figure, now I was already impressed by the the art of it, but once I actually had it in hand up close, I thought it just looked so great up under the light. I like the different shades of like purple and blue and aqua and all those different colors mixed in there. It's just a very cool looking figure up close, so very happy to have it in my collection. And again, that lands at number 8 in my top 10. Next up here at number 7, we have Jacob Marley from the Christmas Carol set, and I think overall Funko did a really good job with this set, especially when it comes to the ghosts. I like the fact that all the ghosts are glow in the dark. That is very fitting. And when it comes to the ghosts, I do think that Jacob Marley is the standout. He has a really awesome glow to him, and I love the like floating bricks around him, or whatever it is, that's kind of floating around him. Like I think they look really awesome with the chains, and the coloring of him is very cool, that ghostly coloring. I don't actually have this in my collection right now. If I were to come across this in store, I might be tempted. As a matter of fact, if I saw all of the ghosts at a good price, I might be tempted to pick those up. But yeah, they did such a great job with this particular pop. Let me know if you're a fan of this particular one as well. Like I said, I think it's one of the best sets that Funko actually did this year, and I really do like the Jacob Marley. At number 6, we have another pop with that ghostly coloring going on, and that is the Headless Freddy. Now, I do have this one in my collection. Very happy to have that figure. And at first, I wasn't so sure how I felt about the coloring. When this was first revealed and I shared it in a video, an image of it, I talked about how I wondered if they should have done something different with the coloring, but the coloring quickly grew on me. I understood what they were going for, that sort of ghostly effect with it. And, the sort of, I mean, it is a ghost, but that sort of zombie look with the head sculpt as well is very cool. So big fan of this figure. I think it is really awesome looking. I do want to give a quick plug to myself basically, because on my Patreon account I do monthly giveaways, and I actually do have an extra Headless Freddy that is a part of my prize pool right now at the time of this recording. So that will actually be a figure that's up for the next giveaway on my Patreon, and you don't have to be a patron in order to enter the giveaways. They are public, so just putting that out there in case you are interested in checking that out. But like I said, I do have this for my own collection. I did unbox it on the channel. Really awesome figure here, that Headless Freddy, coming in at number 6. Next up here, we have another NFT redeemable figure, and I don't tend to go for the NFTs. I don't have very many of the NFT redeemable figures in my collection. The ones I do have were either gifted to me or I got them on the second market. But I did want to shout out this particular figure here at number 5 because it stood out to me when it was first revealed, and it still stands out to me now. And this is Wackhammer with the Nerd Lux from Space Jam, of course, the original Space Jam. I just think it's a really awesome looking figure because you're basically getting 6 figures here all together. You know, you have the little Nerd Lux along with it, and I think they're so colorful. It just really makes this stand out. I know this, with this being an NFT redeemable, I'm sure people are going to put this in a protector and take good care of it. But it's such an awesome looking figure. I think it would display very well out of box, you know, especially with so much color to it. It's just a standout of the year for me personally, and that's why it made its way to number 5. Now, I am a big fan of Tony Stark and Iron Man in general, so definitely had to add this pop to my collection. Here we have the C2E2 exclusive Tony Stark. I love the way that he's actually suiting up there, and he just has part of the armor on him, or you could say maybe the armor is like receding from him. I think this goes to the Stark Expo. I think that's what this is a reference to, but it's a very cool looking figure. This lands at number 4. It almost ended up higher on my list, but there are some other pops I like just a little bit more. But again, a big fan of this pop. It almost makes me want to actually get an extra one just to keep it out of box. That's how much I really do like this figure. Out of all of the Freddy Funkos that were produced this year, my personal favorite is the Blacklight Freddy Funko as Two-Face. Of course, this did release alongside the Fun Days event, but this was actually in the home box. I struck out on that. I would have loved if I actually got this pop. You see that it's limited to 500 pieces, so of course it goes for big money on the second market. I think it's going for like around $300, which I will absolutely not pay to get this pop, but I still appreciate the design so much. I really love the coloring with it. I know that this is based on a common Two-Face figure, but of course they did sculpt it with the Freddy Funko have for the head sculpt there. And yeah, I think it's just a really awesome looking figure. Would have been so nice to end up with this in my collection. I don't have it. I'm not going to stress over that. Still appreciate the look of this figure, so that's why it ended up being the highest Freddy Funko on my list, landing here at number 3. Now at number 2 is something I don't have in my collection yet, but I'm definitely going to pick this up very soon, basically as soon as I come across it in store. So we have here the Deluxe Chainsaw Man, and it's very fitting that this figure has just become available because of course we got that trailer now for the upcoming Chainsaw Man movie, which I'm definitely going to check out. So this one had been rumored for a good while. Was very happy to finally see the reveal of it. Now I do have to say that I haven't personally seen this in store yet, you know, like I just mentioned, but some people are saying that they're finding it in store, and I do see that retailers, including Funko.com, you know, directly from that site, and then GameStop, they also have it ready to ship out. So I am counting this as a 2024 release, and I cannot wait to add this to my collection because it has so much great gory detail to it, very fitting for the actual Chainsaw Man character himself and for the franchise. So yeah, this is gonna look great in my collection. Might be another one of those figures where I just have to display it out of box. So yeah, this is the Deluxe Chainsaw Man here at number 2. And then you all at number 1, this has been my favorite of the year for many months, and I don't think anything topped it. We have here the Kaido dragon form from One Piece. This is a GameStop exclusive. I don't think I've actually seen it up close in store, but you know, just the images of it is really amazing looking. I love the design of it. I love the coloring of it. It almost looks like, you know, it just goes beyond what you expect with a Funko Pop. You know, those are the types of figures that tend to stand out to me personally, the ones that just go, you know, beyond what you typically would get with a Funko Pop. The amount of detail with it, like, you know, the scales on his head and everything, all that sculpting, the wrinkling around the eyes and all that detail to it, and the different colors and everything. It's just such a great design. I love the base of it as well, which is really cool looking. So I don't even collect One Piece, I don't follow One Piece, but this is just such an amazing figure. Like I said, nothing this year topped it for me. I just think this is really awesome. You know, again, Kaido Dragon Form for me personally lands at number 1, my personal favorite Funko Pop of 2024. So you all, that is my list. I think some of the things I mentioned here may have surprised some people, you know, but like I said, it's my own personal opinion. These are just the designs that really stood out to me. And I don't own all of them, but I do appreciate all of the figures that I shared within this video. And of course, I do want to hear from you all. What were your favorite Funko Pops of 2024? I do look forward to reading your comments, and you all please respect each other's opinions. You know, if somebody doesn't agree with you as far as what their favorite figures are, again, it's just personal opinion. So we don't have to agree with each other. You know, like I said, let's just be respectful in the comments, and I definitely will look forward to checking out your comments. Thank you all so much for taking the time to check this out, and I will talk to you all again real soon.